Hey guys, welcome back. It's day 26. Today we're going to be discussing the concept of net metering. So, the way that I explain net metering to customers is very simple, and I actually draw a little diagram that I'm going to draw for you today in case you guys want to mimic something similar to what I do. So, the first thing I do is I say, hey, if you want to understand how solar works, it's first off important to understand how your current energy situation works. So you'll know that on every single home, on the side, there's a meter. And that meter counts what we call kilowatt hours. So as you use more electricity, that meter counts faster and counts more. And obviously as you use less, it also counts less. And at the end of every single month, you get billed according to how many kilowatt hours you used. So generally, and you guys will see this pop up on your screen, generally with most utility companies, on the bottom corner or somewhere on there, it shows a graph. And it's a yearly graph of how many kilowatt hours that customer has used. And it's a snapshot of their usage for the year. So primarily when you're on the doors, that's why it's so important to be able to have a picture of the bill, because from that, we're able to gather a lot of information regarding the usage and how much energy the customer is using. So once we have that information, it then allows us to be able to take that those numbers and go build a solar system that is sufficient for the customer's needs. So let's just say, for an example, that once we gather the bill from one of your customers, that when we go add up every single month worth of usage, that that customer is using, and I'll write it down here, 10,000 kilowatt hours. Okay, so now that we know that, we're going to send the proposal off to our engineer team, and they're going to send it back to us and say, hey, if you want to create 10,000 kilowatt hours on this particular home, you're going to need X number of panels. It may come back 10, 15, 20. It's totally dependent on how much energy the customer is using and actually which way the house is facing on how efficient those panels are. So they're going to come back and they're going to give us a design. And I'm going to draw some solar panels on here. So they come back and they say, hey, you're going to need X amount of solar panels. Well, where net metering comes in is when I'll ask the customer this question. I'll say, so if you're using solar panels to create energy for your home, have you ever thought of the question, what happens when the sun goes down? How is your home going to get energy then? And I'll actually just sit there and let them think about it for a second. They'll say, well, I don't know. Or sometimes they might even say, battery? And that's very true. In the past, the only way, before net metering came out, the only way for customers to ever store energy to use at a different time was through a battery. Well, now that this concept of net metering has come out, the most simple way that I can explain to customers how they're going to receive energy when the sun goes down is that their utility company, whoever that is, so you'll notice I'm going to write their utility company actually serves as a battery. So there's no need for them to actually have a battery in their home unless they want to. So the way that I explain net metering to customers is that there's going to be times during the day or times during the summer months when it's really, really hot and their panels are creating a ton of energy. And it's actually more energy than they're using at the given time. So at any given time, if their solar system is producing more energy than they're using, their meter that's on the side of their home actually counts backwards and gives them a credit and pushes that electricity to the utility company. So during the summer months or during the daytime, they're going to receive a ton of positive credits with the utility company. And when the sun goes down, or in months where they're using more energy than their solar is actually creating, they're able to draw those credits back in to their home through a program that we call net metering. So that entire process of getting credits with the utility company and then using those credits That entire concept is what we call net metering. So this is an informational video for you as the sales guy to know how net metering works. There's different ways to explain this, but this is what I've found is the most useful way so that customers understand exactly how solar works and what their relationship with their utility company is going to be. And the way that I explain that is simply that the utility company ends up serving as a battery or a place where their extra energy is stored so that they can use it at times where their system isn't producing as much energy as the customer needs. So hopefully this video was informational for you guys. There's 1,000 different ways to explain this to customers. This is what I have found to be very useful for me. But as you understand, this concept will be so crucial for you to understand, so that and understand very simply, so that you can explain it to your customers and they can really understand their relationship between their solar panels and the utility company. So study this, practice it, make sure that you get it. And if you ever have any questions, you guys know where to reach out. Love you guys. Appreciate it. Best of luck.